Standing on the edge of the churning Red Sea, Moses faced an impossible choice. The Egyptian army was closing in behind him. With unwavering faith, Moses raised his staff toward the heavens. The wind howled, and the waters miraculously parted. This created a path of dry land through the deep. Moses guided his trembling people through the towering walls of water. He led them away from slavery. The walls of water stood tall on either side. The people walked on the dry path, their hearts filled with hope and fear. The Egyptian army, confident in their pursuit, followed them into the sea. As the last of Moses' people reached the other side, Moses raised his staff again. The waters crashed back together. The Egyptian army was engulfed by the powerful waves. Not a single soldier survived. The people of Moses rejoiced, praising God for their miraculous deliverance. They danced and sang, their voices echoing across the desert. Moses led them onward, deeper into the wilderness. They faced many challenges, but their faith remained strong. They trusted in Moses' leadership and God's promise. They knew that the journey to the promised land would not be easy, but they were determined to reach their destination. Each day brought them closer to their dream. The desert stretched before them, vast and unforgiving, but their spirits remained high. They shared stories and songs around the campfire each night. They supported each other through the hardships. Moses taught them the laws and commandments of God. He guided them with wisdom and compassion. The people learned to live in harmony with each other and with nature. They built a community based on faith, love, and justice. They faced trials of hunger and thirst, but God provided for them. He sent manna from heaven and water from rocks. They learned to appreciate the blessings they received. They understood that God was always with them, guiding and protecting them. They faced battles against enemies who sought to destroy them. But God gave them strength and courage to overcome their foes. They learned that with faith, anything is possible. They celebrated victories with gratitude and humility. They remembered the lessons of the past and looked forward to the future. Moses continued to lead them through the wilderness for many years. He grew old, but his faith never wavered. He knew that he would not live to see the promised land. But he trusted that God would bring his people to their destination. He appointed Joshua as his successor, entrusting him with the leadership of the people. Joshua was a brave and faithful leader. He had learned from Moses and was ready to guide the people to the promised land. Moses blessed Joshua and the people before he ascended Mount Nebo. From there, he gazed upon the promised land, a land of milk and honey. Then Moses passed away, leaving behind a legacy of faith and courage. The people mourned his loss, but they knew that his spirit lived on. Joshua led the people across the Jordan River into the promised land. They conquered their enemies and established a nation. They built cities and farms, and they lived in peace and prosperity. They remembered the teachings of Moses and the commandments of God. They built a society based on justice and compassion. They honored the legacy of Moses and the miracle of the Red Sea. His courage marked the beginning of a journey. It was a journey toward the promised land. It was a journey toward true liberty. And it was a journey that would inspire generations to come.